The first topic I'm going to cover is reading academic research from journal articles. Now, it might seem a little strange to talk about reading the articles before I even talk about how you find research that's relevant to your topic. But I do this for a couple of reasons. When we start the process by talking and learning about academic research articles, it gives you the most amount of time to become familiar with this type of writing, if you're not already. It also gives you more time to practice reading these articles efficiently. There's also the fact that no one really likes reading academic research. That's understandable. But you have to do that in order to complete this research project. So you might as well start learning how you can do it without hating it so much. So the first goal of this lesson is to help you understand academic journal articles. You can learn a lot just by knowing that these articles exist in a certain context. For example, one thing about academic journal articles is that they're usually written using a common structure, following the conventions of academic research. This means that you can use a method like the one we talk about and practice in class to get the most important information out of the article with a minimum of work. Another goal of this lesson is to give you insight on how you can make the process of reading academic research useful to the later stages of your research process. Let's be honest, no one really likes reading academic research. You might as well do it right the first time so you don't have to do it a second time. One thing that's important to know about academic research is where it comes from and why. These articles are usually written by professors who conduct research in their particular topic of study. These articles are written to advance existing knowledge on that topic by showing the results of primary research that the authors have conducted. But the articles are also written because these research publications are how professors show that they're deserving of tenure and promotion. So the articles do tend to stick to more traditional or mainstream topics. These articles, you find, will have some things in common. They're written with a structure that is designed to showcase the primary research that's been conducted by the authors. We'll talk more about that structure throughout the class, but generally it's a structure that's designed to show where the results of the primary research, the new research findings, fit into what we already know about a topic. You'll notice that these articles generally share a common writing style and language. This is something I get frustrated about personally because academic research articles don't have to be boring and hard to understand. But to be fair, the people who write these articles do this in order that they can sound smarter and have a better chance of getting these articles published. This in turn helps them get tenure and promotion. The role of these articles in the tenure and promotion process is also why you'll find more mainstream topics and research methods in these articles. It's because professors don't want to take a chance that they'll do all this work and all this writing and have the article not be published. So to sum up, academic journal articles do a few things. They establish what we already know in the literature review section, which we'll talk about in a later stage of the research process. These articles will establish a new question to be answered, or they might propose a hypothesis to be tested. And then they answer the question, talking about both the method that was used to do so and about the findings of the primary research. So when you're looking at articles as it pertains to your research topic, you want to start by understanding the research on a very basic level, as you see here. You want to identify the authors and assess their credibility to write on this topic. You want to understand what method the authors used for the primary research. What did they do? And you want to know what the authors learned from that research, because that's what has been contributed to the existing body of knowledge about your topic. Now remember, this is just a stage in the research process, and what you do in this stage can be useful for later parts of the process, if you do it right. Right now you're reading these articles in order to determine whether they're relevant to your research. You're also reading them so that you can complete the annotated bibliography assignment, which requires you to write about certain aspects of each article. But you're also reading these articles to get knowledge that will help you write your literature review in your final paper. You can think of the things that you learn from these articles as sort of building blocks of information that you'll eventually use to create your literature review. You want to make sure that you keep track of this knowledge, these building blocks, so that it's easy to refer to them and to put them together as your literature review at a later stage of the process. You're going to find these building blocks of information throughout the article, but they're largely going to be in the discussion and conclusion sections that you'll read at this point. So you'll do yourself a big favor if you take the time at this stage to keep notes on what you're reading, whether that's by highlighting a PDF as you read it, or by keeping a file of notes organized and identified by source, as we'll discuss in a later topic.